Tonight, NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, the prodigy herself. Breathe the pressure. Come play my game, I'll test ya. Pop rocks, attic insane. No, I can't really do that right, but we do have Jordynne Grace here, the TNA Knockouts champion. With so many roids insane. My God, what was this? They stole the show, but it was certainly petty theft. What was this intro? I have no goddamn idea. Let's get to it. I'm John Wortham with my review of WWE NXT Battleground 2024. I've been up for quite a while, guys. You will just have to forgive the messiness of this particular review. Yes, I'm reviewing another NXT event. Why? It was requested, and also I wanted to see how Jordynne Grace and Roxanne Perez would do. And they did steal the show, but ho, 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 boy, they didn't have to work hard to do that. Okay, one, I do want to say the UFC Apex, as far as aesthetic, yeah, it kind of looks cool, but it's really no different than the Capitol Center or the PEC or whatever the fuck they're calling that goddamn thing. Like, I know Endeavor, UFC, WWE, Human Centipede together, I get it. They wanted to have the crossover. And they wanted to have, they wanted to have a bunch of UFC fighters there, former and current, I get it. But god damn it, they need to mic that shit better because the crowd, I could tell, was actually making quite a bit of noise. But they didn't have the crowd mic'd well at all. So anyway, yeah, the kickoff show for an hour. An hour of listening to Sam Roberts attempt to analyze wrestling. That's certainly a choice. So, yeah, the last couple times that they've had NXT, I believe after this past week's show went off the air, Oro and the Blind Force attacked Ethan Page, that is. Ethan Page, the recent signee of WWE. And look, you know what? Good for Ethan Page. More on that match in a bit. And then he attacked him, Oro attacked Ethan when he was either checking into or out of his hotel. Because this is a feud that's going to put butts in seats. So, I don't know who or why Sexy Red is. Obviously, it's a generational thing. There are those apparently that like her. And I'm sure she's nice. I'm sure this was a thrill for her. Her music is not for me. I wouldn't even qualify it as music. But again, generational. I do have one question, though. Did each of her parents have a stroke while they were conceiving her? Why does she not know how words work? What in the world? What was she saying? Also, who told her that facial tattoo was a good idea? What the shit? It looks stupid on Mike Tyson. It looks stupid on her. Whatever, she did her thing, whatever that thing is. And then a video package rundown, and Vic Joseph had to carry this goddamn thing. Because look, once again, and I'm not going to just beat this into the ground, but Booker T is an abomination on commentary. He is so rotten. That's why I can't review NXT Weekly anymore. And I fear he's still going to be there when they move to the CW. I want to give NXT more of a chance, even with some of the comedic bullshit, even with a few of the feuds I don't care about, but I can't listen to Booker. If he can't do commentary the right way, he shouldn't be doing commentary at all. Commentary the right way is calling the action and actually adding to it. He's not doing that. There's being entertaining and there's being whatever the fuck he is. So anyway, we go to a 6-woman ladder match to crown the inaugural North American Women's Champion. Okay, Mia Yim was the most experienced out of all of them, like 3-4 times over. So Mia Yim, Sol Ruca, returning from injury recently. Fallon Henley, who looked absolutely great. Jada Parker, Lash Legend, and Kalani Jordan. Okay, this was unnecessary to make this a ladder match. I will explain why. You should have done a 6-pack challenge, done elimination style, something. Yes, Lash took an impressive bump being press slammed by all of them onto the ladder, and Sol Ruca hit a soul snatcher in the corner and one off the ladder. And they took risks. The problem is, so many of the bumps just didn't register because we've seen so many ladder matches like this. It didn't work. I didn't care for it. I appreciate what they were willing to do, but for this, you should have just done, again, the elimination match because it would have worked a lot better. This is a car crash and not in a good way. We did get a Human Centipede of sleepers, which is certainly something that I don't mind seeing women involved in. I'll let you decide which one I'm talking about. So, yeah, Kalani Jordan won. Okay. I didn't expect that. I'm not complaining. I'm not up in arms like other people are. There were other people like, oh my god, it's so ridiculous. Kalani Jordan has been featured well on NXT television and is talented. I don't necessarily know if I would have gone this way, but they're probably only going to give her the title for a little bit. Then somebody else is going to take it from her. Maybe by Heat Wave, maybe by whatever the, next premium live event is before SummerSlam. So, also, I do want to say that I thought that Sol Ruka had killed Mia Yim on a German suplex, and that isn't the fault of either woman. It's just the way Mia landed. So, yeah, Kalani Jordan won. It was a mess. Again, credit for taking those bumps, but the match just didn't work. Gail Kim was apparently in attendance because hell froze over. Good for Gail. Gallows and Anderson took on Axiom Verge and Frazier, and bold of WWE to assume I'm going to give two flying shits, or even a single shit, or even half of a tiny bit of a shit about Gallows and Anderson existing on my television screen in 2024. NXT tag title match, and, well, Axiom Verge and Frazier won. Let's move on from that. This took like 11 minutes. I was like, are you goddamn serious? So, who thought that Josh Briggs should get a singles push? I just want to talk. And then some former USC cheerleader, Carly something or other, she seems bright and spunky and is ready to take over, I guess. I don't know what she's ready to take over, but whatever. Dante Chen is getting a push again. I honestly forgot that he was still there. Good for him. He had a good backstory, and then they just gave up on him like 2.5 years ago. SummerSlam 2026, 2 nights. I'm going to be perfectly honest here, guys. That is just over 2 years away, and if you see me regularly reviewing stuff still after 2 more years, you may want to try and, virtually slap me because I'm kind of running out of wind. Shayna then took on Lola Vice in an NXT Underground match. Look, these Underground matches, they work hard. I give them credit. Natty and Lola was fine. This was fine. They took it seriously. I don't know. Just something about this isn't working. Like, it was simultaneously hard hitting, but also it just didn't click. There was a story of Shayna smashing her knee into the announcer's table. Lola targeted it, and Lola kept trying to go for the Barracuda clutch. Yes, I know what it's called. Forgive me. And then eventually, after a triangle choke failed, Lola hit with hammer fists, and then even though it seemed like Shayna actually was still responding, the match was called. So, okay, and she shook her ass right near her because that's what Lola Vice does. It was fine. It was fine, I guess. Eddie Thorpe is totally reborn. It's gimmick infringement. No, I'm kidding. I just came up with that Twitter handle for fun. I forgot that Carl Frederick signed with NXT. And also, they referenced Chief Jay Strongbow as an Indian warrior wrestler. Look up Chief Jay Strongbow. So anyway, lots of UFC fighters were in attendance. And then Obafemi versus Wesley versus Joe Coffey, a.k.a. the man that is here to take the pin. Because who the fuck wants to see Joe Coffey pushed? I'm not even saying 2024. Who the fuck wants to see Joe Coffey pushed? 3-way North American title match. And if there's one thing that got over with me, besides the fact that Wesley came back remarkably and miraculously well, and quickly from his particular back injury, it's the fact that Obafemi is a goddamn beast. He may be my favorite to watch on NXT programming. I actually try to seek out his matches because at least he is presented like somebody that is up and coming and not presented as goofy. So, at one point he press slams Wesley off the goddamn ropes, while he's standing up on the ropes, right into a crossbody, hitting Joe Coffey. Gallus runs in because we need to be reminded this gimmick exists for some reason. And the big man is mad. And then Gallus gets taken out. And then a powerbomb on Joe Coffey, 1, 2, 3. Wesley was not going to take the pin, nor should he have. It was what it was. Obafemi, looked strong. Wesley looked like the determined underdog. And Joe Coffey looked like the sack of shit that he is. So, we then have, for whatever reason, recaps of Finn Balor defeating Kevin Owens at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn that took place almost 9 years ago. Fuck you, Hands of Time. How dare you? How dare you remind me that event took place when I was 34? So, we then get to the match that pretty much everybody felt should have actually been the main event, and in hindsight, given what did or didn't happen with the main event, probably should have flipped it. Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace, and it is not title for title, it's a crossover event, and respectfully, Kira says about Roxanne, you stop thinking about it, Kira, I know you're thinking about it, you stop it with Roxanne Liv, you get some goddamn help. Kira's a great guy, but come on, man, come on. You are just practically baiting me to point out that you need to get some help. By the way, once again, if you do have a problem with Kira, you got a problem with me, because Kira's a really good guy. That being said, I'm not reviewing Raw at the moment, taking a little bit of a break, and then I get back to the Liv posts. So, anyway, we have Roxanne Perez and Jordynne Grace, and it was a pretty good match. It was show stealing. I'm going to note, by the way, that Jordynne Grace's husband creeps me out. Take a look at the age difference. Take a look at when they got together, and you're going to understand why. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Where there's smoke, there's octopus tentacles going all over the place. So, also, I'm sorry, but I worry about Jordynne's future as far as her health. Listen to how she sounded a few years ago and listen to her now. That's not natural. That seems that's alarming. That's alarming. She's good in the ring, though. She hits hard. Roxanne was a feisty and also sniveling little underdog. There was, they took it seriously. There was a nice muscle buster variation, sort of, for 2. There was a DDT tornado style on the outside and a moonsault for 2. They were cooking, as the kids say. And then, they're at one point, though, earlier in the match, Jordynne's earring got ripped out, and that's why, apparently, I guess, it got torn and then got caught on Roxanne's, leg or something. Basically, she ended up bleeding a little bit, because I'm like, how the hell is there why is there blood? Like, what the hell? So, Tatum shows up in a gothic sundress for some reason, and tries to steal the Knockouts Championship. And then suddenly, the former Dana Brooke, that Vic almost called Dana Brooke, because it has not been that long since Dana Brooke, now Ash of Elegance. Who comes up with these names? Anthem's, God, apparently Anthem is just full of morons. So that being said, Ash of Elegance, damn it, these names are stupid. I don't watch enough TNA, but it makes sense I have a crossover. But Dana's like, hey, I haven't been gone long, but hi, guys. Vic, struggling not to say Dana Brooke, and then Pop rocks 1, 2, 3. And, Roxanne took advantage. Jordynne didn't look weak. It was what it was. So, Sexy Red talks backstage, I assume. I don't know what the hell she said. And Trick took on Ethan Page in an NXT title match that was fine. There was a table bump. Seemed like Ethan was upset at the referee and got hit with the Trick shot. 1, 2, 3. And then Sexy Red comes out to celebrate with goddamn Trick. I guess celebrate, dance to some other music other than whatever the fuck she does. So yeah, there's your NXT Battleground review. I don't really have anything to say about it besides Roxanne and Jordynne did a good job. It was a typical event. I may review Heatwave. They need to change some things for me to review NXT Weekly. I would get back to doing it if they would just change some things, like take it more seriously and get Booker off of commentary and just basically make the show kind of a little less messy and shit. Get rid of some particular gimmicks that aren't good. Agree, disagree, what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.